Hi, today we're going to be making this necklace out of a recycled soda bottle that's been treated with nail polish and is now cut and put into this chain and made this beautiful necklace. This is the continuation of recycling the bottles that I've been speaking to you about in the videos before. And as I go on, it gets a little bit more detailed into turning bottles into different things. But mostly, I've been using them in making necklaces and bracelets. So this is one of the necklaces that I made a couple weeks ago. This is very easy to do. For the instructions on how to acquire this this look on these pieces of plastic. You can look in the videos before this, and it's fairly easy to do. So do look back and enjoy. So here we go for this necklace here. It's done in blues and golds, and this was, I think, a soda bottle. And the soda bottle, it doesn't look anything like a soda bottle, I know. But this is the marvelous thing about these things, is turning these things into something useful that you can actually wear. So here we go. I'm going to take this off here. Excuse me, but I have a cold. So here we go. These are the items that you are going to be requiring. A chain of your choice. I chose this one. It's a double. I have it connected, so it's going to be double the chain to give it a drape look. You're going to need jump rings, and you're going to need a clasp. I picked this one. There are a lot of clasps out there, and you can find them in bead stores. I think you can find them in Walmart. You can find them at Michael's. You can find them just about anywhere. I picked these. These are little hearts and have a toggle to go with them. I think they go very well with this chain. And you also need a piece of plastic that you've already worked on prior to this. This one's been worked on a couple of weeks ago. I've done a few things with this piece of plastic, and we're going to be doing this one today out of it. And you need a piece of wood or a cutting board and something sharp to make a hole in the plastic. If you don't have any of these, you can use a nail and a hammer to just poke through it. It's fairly easy. So here we go. First of all, we're going to start with the chain. I decided that I'd like a draped look on the chain. It gives it a little bit more of a elegance to the piece. So what I did is I divided the chain in half, and I want it to look like this. I'm putting it in over here in this mannequin so you can see what it's supposed to look like. So now I picked where I'm going to be putting my toggle, and we're going to start with the toggle on this. So I'm going to be moving this to the side. And you also need a flat nose pliers. Flat nose pliers and my trusty kitchen scissors. These are my favorite items to do to work on the plastics, because it's a fairly strong scissor, and the pliers are just plain flat nose pliers. So we're going to start by grabbing a jump ring, opening it, you can use your fingers, and picking where you want your clasp to go. I'm going to start with the little heart, just going to put it through, and we're going to close the jump ring. And make sure you close it well. Some of these rings do open easily, so you want to make sure it's closed. There's your first part of the toggle, which is a little heart. So now we're going to be doing the other half of the chain, and I'm going to drape it again to make sure that this is where I want it, and that it drapes properly. This is exactly what I want. So now we're going to go and put the other part of the toggle. Grab another jump ring, open it. It's as easy. It's the easiest things that you can do. And the other part of the toggle, which is this part that goes through the other one, and I close the jump ring. Now, this is what it's supposed to look like. I like easy clasps, on and off, and this is what it looks like. It's actually very, very elegant and very pretty. So now we're going to leave the chain. You can put it on the mannequin. I usually like putting it on the mannequin. It's easier for me to work with. And now I'm going to start cutting the pieces of plastic that I want for this. So I've cut already a shape out of it. This is going to be the focal piece. And now I'm going to be cutting the rest of the pieces, which are going to be the pieces that are going to be on the sides of these focal pieces. So I'm cutting squares. And to make sure that the squares are more or less alike, I'm placing the squares on top of the plastic and then I'm cutting it. So there we are. I think I'm going to cut one more square. I'm going to fix this up here. And I'm going to cut a few more squares on here. Okay, with the plastic, I always smooth out the corners because corners tend to be very sharp. It's plastic and you want easy wear out of it. You don't want anything poking you. So there's your first square. Here's your second square, which I'm doing the same thing to all of them. And there's your second, and so on. I did all of them. And there's the other square, which I'm also snipping the corners on. Okay, so now I'm going to decide. This is how you decide. Whatever look, your own touch is your own unique way of making things. I think I want to make this one a little bit different than the one that's there. I'm going to start with my focal piece here in the center of the second drape. And I'm going to take a jump ring, open it, and put it through the hole I've made. And then I'm going to close the jump ring. You close the jump ring so you have it, your first piece of plastic hanging. And this is what it looks like. This is the first one. Then we're going to poke holes on these, and I'm going to be bringing the plastic over to you so you can see how easy it is to work with these plastics. People sometimes ask me if it's very hard. No, it's actually very easy. I'm poking a hole into this, and there it is. There is no hardship on doing this. So now I take another ring, open it, and I'm going to be placing it in the hole that I've made. Okay, and then I'm going to start designing the piece that I want. What I like doing is I don't plan these. I don't plan them. I basically think of what I look at the plastic and just say, okay, I think I can do this. So there's your second piece of plastic, and we're going to start hanging the other pieces, which I'm going to be poking holes into. There's another piece that's done already. There it is. That's as easy as that. Another ring. Another jump ring on there. It's open. Put it through. And there it is. The plastic's hanging. So now you go on to the other side of your design. And I try to make it as even as possible when it comes to shapes. There. Here's your second part. Now, I have 2 more pieces of plastic here that I've cut to complete this look. And I'm going to be poking the holes into them with my dowel. You can use nails, anything you have in the house. It doesn't have to be anything that you buy. In the beginning, I used a very sharp darning needle that I had. There's the hole. You can see, I don't know if you can see it. I think you can. And I'm going to grab another jump ring. I'm going to open it. Put it through. I'm going to put it through my hole there. And there it is. It's hanging. And I'm going to start on the other side. I'm going every other hole. Oops, this one wasn't connected properly, so we're going to have to do it again. Okay. There's your centerpiece. Fell off. These things happen. You have to. I actually like double loop rings. I couldn't find them this time in the store, but I'm going to be looking for them, and I'll explain what double loop rings are. They have double loops. Instead of being one loop, it's double loops, like the key rings. If you look, you know how those key rings, when you put the key, you start at one end and then you roll it and you put your key in. Those are double loop rings, jump rings. I like those. Those are, to me, they are much more safer than these when it comes to connecting things. And I like things that hang and don't fall off. And I guess when you do something, you do need something like that. You don't need to have the hassle of doing it again. So here we go. We're going to go for the last piece of plastic. And we're going to go through it. There you are. It's done. And we're going to go on this side and do. So I did it here. I'm going to be doing it here. And there you are. The necklace is done. I decided that this is the look that I want. And this is how it turns out. It's actually very elegant. Doesn't look it here, but once you have it on, it's very elegant. For you that don't like a lot of chains, use half the chain. This is the look with the half the chain, which gives it a plainer look, which I like too. So if you don't want to use the double chain, you don't have to. Use the single chain. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be going and making different ones, and I'm going to be putting them up so you can look what they look like. This was fun. This is, as you can see, it doesn't take very long. If you prepare your plastics, this is a cinch. This is actually looks more like a teardrop. You can make it any shape you want. Okay? So I hope you continue on following me on YouTube, because I have tons of things that I've been making for years that someone in my family decided that I should be putting them up. Some of this stuff has been put into blogs. I've worn these at parties. These are things I actually wear. Some of them I give away to friends. And most of all, I think this is because I like recycling bottles and recycling whatever material I can, because it is materials for us. A lot of people don't have the patience to look at materials and think, well, what can I make out of this? And trust me, I can make a lot of stuff out of things you would never believe I can recycle. So please follow. And I have a lot of surprises, because it gets better. This is just beginning to warm up. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.